Good evening, I'm Dina Titkova, UNSW Founders Program Manager for HealthToNext.
And I'm Vesna Todorovsky, Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program Manager at the George Institute for Global Health. We're delighted to co-host tonight's HealthToNext Demo Night.
For the second year in a row, University of New South Wales and the George Institute for Global Health have partnered to deliver HealthToNext program, which aims to achieve social impact by accelerating the business growth of startups, developing solutions for global health challenges.
Tonight we celebrate and showcase the 5 teams who participated in the HealthToNext 2020 Pre-accelerator and Accelerator programs to progress their innovative ventures, each with the potential to improve healthcare in emerging markets and for underserved populations.
It is our absolute pleasure to welcome you to this digital event, where you'll meet the teams, hear their pitches, and see the journey they've been on. Before proceeding further, I would like to introduce Auntie Yvonne Sims. Auntie Yvonne is a Bidjigal elder from the Lapirus Aboriginal community.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Yvonne Sims. I am Wollongong tribe, Weagle, Bidjigal, direct descendant of Kuman and Pemaway. First of all, I would like to thank the University of New South Wales for inviting me here for this welcome. We are the Wollongong, Weagle, Bidjigal clans of the Darug and the Tarawal Nation language. And today, I'm glad to be here to record this to all that are on different countries. I cannot give a welcome on each country, but I can acknowledge their apical ancestors from each country and wish that everybody is well and healthy and taking care of themselves. I hope that you go to Aboriginal communities, remote and city-wise people, because our Aboriginal people, especially our frail-aged and our young people, even though it's part of the health as part of closing the gap, my knowledge is that the gap is getting wider. So I think there needs to be more care taken there with our frail-aged, diabetes and dementia and Alzheimer's, the aged care part of things. Our old people across Australia, both Aboriginal and non-Aboriginal, are really suffering because they don't have that proper care. And besides that, I would like to welcome you all to the Bidjigal Weagle country here at the University of New South Wales, and hope that you all stay safe and well and keep your spaces until this pandemic is over. Thank you, welcome, and Yanu, goodbye in Darug language.
Thank you, Auntie Yvonne, for your warm welcome to country for the HealthToNext Demo Night event and bringing our attention to the importance of taking care of our remote communities and our elderly. HealthToNext was successfully piloted in 2019 and already this year, supported by the Australian Government Department of Industry, Science, Energy and Resources, and by the Medical Research Future Fund's READY initiative, the program expanded nationally and saw almost double the number of applications. 37 teams participated in the prerequisite health team of the UNSW Founders Pre-accelerator program, of which only 5 were chosen to progress to join the 10-week accelerator. Extending beyond New South Wales, this year saw founders based in Melbourne, Bangladesh, being also able to participate.
This year, due to COVID-19 physical distancing requirements, HealthToNext was delivered 100% online and still provided founders with the important opportunity to validate their innovations in India, an emerging market with complex healthcare needs. Through the George's strong presence in India and established relationships and networks with stakeholders in the healthcare sector, government, and health innovation ecosystem, the Digital India Market Deep Dive included expert speakers, virtual tours, an Indian pitch night, and even a cooking class.
The entrepreneurship education included tailored health commercialization modules on the key topics, ranging from health economics to clinical trials and regulatory requirements. We have been so inspired by the passion, commitment and fantastic progress of the 5 teams being presented tonight.
So here's an overview of tonight's proceedings. First, we'll hear opening remarks from the New South Wales Minister for Customer Service, Victor Dominello. Minister Dominello will be followed by President and Vice-Chancellor of UNSW, Professor Ian Jacobs, who will provide a short address. The opening speeches will conclude with Professor Stephen McMahon, Principal Director of the George Institute for Global Health.
We will then introduce you to 3 of our teams who will pitch their innovative ventures, before sharing with you a sneak peek of the journey they have been on. Our remaining 2 teams will then present, and we will close with a message from the Director of Entrepreneurship at University of New South Wales, David Bird. We will then invite everyone to network with the 5 teams and ask them any burning questions you might have. If you can't stay or would like to be connected with the teams, please complete your details on the link which is provided in the chat, and we will be delighted to pass on the information.
Now I would like to invite Minister Victor Dominello to say a few words. Thank you, Minister.
Hi, Victor Dominello, Minister for Customer Service. Firstly, can I congratulate all startups tonight for the great ideas and contributing to some real serious issues we had. You know, wouldn't it be great if the blind could see, the deaf could hear, the lame could walk, and technology is the fastest pathway to that. I know that this is why you're passionate about technology and data and digital, and that's why I am. And can I congratulate the George Institute and the University of New South Wales for bringing all these great minds and great ideas together. Like, if we can get anything out of COVID, it's a rapid acceleration of digital to improve quality of life and reduce suffering. So again, thank you for all that you do.
Thank you, Minister Dominello.
And now, to provide his remarks, please welcome President and Vice-Chancellor of UNSW, Professor Ian Jacobs.
Welcome to the Health 10X Demo Night. I start by acknowledging the traditional owners of the land, wherever you may be joining from tonight, and I pay my respect to their elders past and present, and I extend that respect to any Aboriginal or Torres Strait Islanders who may be with us. UNSW is here to support Australia's entrepreneurs. In 2019, we partnered with the George Institute for Global Health to create Health 10X, an accelerator program that supports early stage startups working on solutions for the world's biggest health problems. And we're here tonight to showcase the brilliance of the 5 teams who've just participated in this year's Health 10X program and the contribution that they're making. From a platform to digitize healthcare in Bangladesh and a technology to help millions of people with motor impairment to walk, to a mobile device to detect and disinfect gut germs, and a kit that enables an untrained person to test for and dispense prescription spectacles to correct refractive error, as well as a new technology that unlocks the power of our DNA, providing insights into current and future best suited medication and disease risk. Together with the George, UNSW is nurturing the next generation of Australia's entrepreneurs, and the startups being celebrated tonight are evidence of that commitment. UNSW's history of working to advance society is long and successful. For more than 60 years, we've aspired to integrate health research and education to improve outcomes for our community, here at home and around the world, and our future aspirations are even greater, as reflected in the Randwick Health and Education Precinct, the largest single strategic investment UNSW has ever made. The precinct maximises the benefits that come from the physical positioning of a globally recognised Group of 8 university alongside some of Australia's best reputed hospitals. This opportunity will attract industry, it will directly grow collaboration and develop New South Wales-based companies and partnerships to deliver both health and financial benefits for the state, as well as creating large numbers of jobs. We're developing plans to reimagine our use of physical space as an entrepreneurial campus which will attract external organisations to co-locate and collaborate in health innovation. COVID-19 has undoubtedly been a great disruptor of lives and economies. I'm of the belief that innovation and an entrepreneurial approach will be crucial to Australia's recovery post-pandemic. And that is why I'm so excited by the Health 10X programme and the teams presenting tonight. And I offer you my heartiest congratulations on your great work.
Thank you, Professor Ian Jacobs.
Lastly, please welcome Professor Stephen McMahon, Principal Director, the George Institute for Global Health.
Hi everyone, it's great to be able to join you tonight from the UK. The George Institute for Global Health is very proud to be a partner with UNSW in Health 10X, and tonight's event will clearly demonstrate how Health 10X is directly supporting our mission to reduce the burden of illness and premature death, particularly in economically disadvantaged parts of the world. The need for new strategies to combat such threats to global health has never really been clearer than it is today. COVID-19 has illustrated the difficulty the world has faced in managing this epidemic with the existing tools that are available. And it's exactly the goal of 10X to support the type of innovation that's required not only for the management of COVID-19, but for the many other diseases such as heart disease, cancer, that kill millions of people prematurely every year. As always, it's been a great pleasure to work with UNSW on 10X. This is a great example of many partnerships and collaborations that we've been able to develop over the past few years. As most of you will know, UNSW is Australia's most innovative university, and our partnership has the potential to generate many important innovations that will reduce the global burden of disease, and Health 10X is a shining example of what's possible. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank MTP Connect for its support through the READY program. And for those of you who don't know, READY is focused on building the skills and experience required for Australia to support a major growth in our medical technology, biotechnology, pharmaceutical and digital health sectors. The initiative is funded by the government's Medical Research Future Fund, and we're delighted to have secured the support from this initiative until the end of 2023. So thanks and congratulations to all the Health 10X team, and the best of luck to all of our startups. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor McMahon.
And before we meet the first three teams, we would like to extend our enormous gratitude to the amazing speakers, mentors, and other program supporters who share their wisdom, experience, and time with this cohort of Health 10X startups. It is your generosity, passion, and commitment to seeing the team succeed that underpins the success of this program. Thank you.
So let's begin. First up, we have 4 Eyes.
I went into ophthalmology so I could help people see. And through my work in the Solomon Islands, I realized if I want to help people see, I could do 1,000 cataract operations, but that's all I can do physically because I'm one person. But if I can multiply the impact of my work, that way I can get even more people to be able to see properly. I got involved with the UNSW Founders Program, and through connections I made there, I found Alan. And we work really well together because I don't know anything about business. I'm clinical and I'm creative. He's our business head.
Sarah undersells herself. The reason I'm really excited to be doing this is I've been very, very fortunate in my career. I've worked across 50 startup companies and invested in dozens of companies. But at this stage of my career, it's about what impact you can make. And I want to dedicate a lot of my time to improving the lives of others that haven't been as fortunate as I have. So some of the things that are really important for a startup, particularly in the social impact space, is having a visionary founder. So someone with passion, vision, and really deep domain knowledge. So when you have someone with serious credibility and professional qualifications, it really makes the role of putting the business aspects around an enterprise much easier.
Alan brings to Four Eyes a wealth of experience in the startup scene. He's done heaps of startups, he's an investor, so he knows everything about that whole scene that I have no idea about.
Look, I think there's always a really interesting dynamic between a founder and someone that's brought in to try to help the journey. And you build your compatibility and you finish each other's sentences or interrupt each other as the case may be.
I was a bit hesitant to jump in too quickly, but since I met Alan, all I've heard from all the networks I've come across is how wonderful he is. His integrity is unquestionable, he's humble, he's trustworthy, so I'm really lucky to have come across him.
Thank you.
One billion people worldwide can't see properly simply because they lack access to glasses. Uncorrected refractive error refers to blurred vision which can be improved with glasses. And it's the leading cause of visual impairment worldwide, affecting over 1 billion people, 90% of whom live in remote and developing communities. It is the cause of a huge economic and psychosocial burden. I'm Sarah Crowe, and I'm an ophthalmologist with 20 years experience both in Australia and overseas, so I know a thing or two about eyes. A few years ago, while I was working in the Solomon Islands, I noticed that although there was little in the way of medical or surgical treatment, most people could have their vision improved if only they had glasses. Why were there no glasses? There was no one to test them for glasses. They couldn't travel to where there was professional eye care available. And even if they got there, they couldn't afford the glasses. So I invented the Four Eyes Vision Kit. It contains everything a layperson needs to test for and dispense customized prescription glasses on the spot. An innovative testing device, vision charts, durable spectacle steel frames and lenses, and a mobile application which incorporates training, record keeping, and business management. The kit is simple, inexpensive, and transportable. But does it work? The answer is a resounding yes. We did a pilot study earlier this year in Papua New Guinea where we trained 6 local testers who tested 400 people and dispensed 220 pairs of glasses over 3 days. We could have given out more, but we ran out. In a follow-up survey, 98% of people who got the glasses gave them the highest rating, not only for improvement in their vision, but also improvement in their quality of life. LEK consultants have studied this pilot and calculated that every dollar spent on the Four Eyes project resulted in a $91 benefit to the community. Our business model involves franchising the Four Eyes Vision Kit to a variety of organizations and businesses, as well as individual entrepreneurs, mainly women, empowering them to build sustainable businesses while improving the lives of their fellow community members. We'll sell Four Eyes glasses in the developed world at a higher margin, with a percentage of profits going to reducing the cost of the kits in the neediest communities. At Four Eyes, we have an impressive multidisciplinary team, led by our CEO, Alan Aaron, who has founded several tech startups and invested in more than 50 early ventures with exit valuations of over $1 billion. As an ophthalmologist, I have the professional knowledge and connections to bring Four Eyes to the world. Right now, we need 2 things: $500,000 in equity capital and a chief operations officer. We're also looking for research collaborations. Invest in Four Eyes. We predict you will receive a healthy financial return within 5 to 7 years, while at the same time creating a better looking world.
Next we have MUVi.
Yeah, how I met Costi was at an entrepreneur's event.
On that event, you had to pitch about yourself in 30 seconds to different entrepreneurs, and I pitched to Mary what I did and what I'm good at, and he liked about me, and that's how we both were mutually connected. I liked about MUVi, what MUVi is doing, and I had a big vision of MUVi for 2025 vision, how MUVi can be global.
Doing work at Royal Melbourne Hospital, we could see the sort of problem that was in healthcare-acquired infections and how it wasn't really getting addressed. So That's where we could see this project and then company evolving. And after doing international work with different customers, we could also see the validation of the product.
So Mary has a strong distribution background of sales experience of 25 years. He got a strong range of networks. He is connected with a lot of clinical people. He got entrepreneur mindset. He's a global leader. He has network all over the globe. That's what I like about him too. He has a vision to take MUVi global and a good support. He supports everyone. He supports the diversity of the team.
Yeah, Costi brings an incredible group of skill sets. Very humble, very passionate, very hardworking, and very diverse. So it really balances out probably my characteristics, and but also complements the team in whole.
We don't stop. We don't give up. We have a global vision. We know what we are doing, and we are confident in what we are trying to achieve. So that makes our day.
Every second, a vulnerable patient is infected. Every 3 minutes, a vulnerable patient dies from a healthcare-acquired infection. That's 1 in 10 patients infected. So what happens if you're patient number 10? According to World Health Organization, 700,000 deaths a year from infections occur. These are preventable. The infection burden to the international healthcare system is $60 billion in lost bed days every year. Human cleaning error is the main cause of contaminated surfaces and healthcare-acquired infections. Cleaners, nurses, orderlies rely on old manual practices of wiping down equipment and surfaces. No one knows what's actually being cleaned or contaminated.
Hi, I'm Murray McDonald, the founder of MUVi. Meet MUVi.
The first of our 2 products is a clinically proven UV germicidal light technology that kills superbugs and disinfects highly touched surfaces and mobile medical equipment. MUVi Light can be used to rapidly disinfect between patients or after a hospital room discharge. Remotely switch on MUVi and as little as 10 minutes the environment is disinfected. What makes MUVi unique is our patent-pending MUVi sensor that digitally validates when rooms and equipment are disinfected and alerts when forgotten. It's a tiny wireless disinfection tracking sensor that attaches to portable medical equipment, ventilator, a wheelchair, the wall of a patient room. Our primary competitors are all chemicals and human cleaning. What makes MUVi money? MUVi makes money via a pay-per-use hardware as a service. Just a few bucks per disinfection and the sensor platform. MUVi's faster, cheaper and globally scalable. Our primary long-term market is high-risk infection wards with vulnerable patients, ICUs, theatre, dialysis, oncology. The global disinfection market is very active. In February, 4 Wuhan hospitals purchased a large quantity of our technology. MUVi's selling to customers in Australia, the faster decision-making sectors in the dental, medical and aged care. With over 32,000 hospitals in OECD, we are focused on Europe and Scandinavia first. In Australia, we're undertaking trials at Royal Melbourne Hospital ICU, COVID-19 trials underway at UNSW. MUVi is growing into Scandinavia with distribution discussions commence with planned ICU trials in Germany. Our brilliant international diverse team that's taking MUVi global. We are agile, gritty, passionate, highly experienced advisors. Introduce us to your healthcare biotech networks for trial collaborations. MUVi is now raising capital. Come and talk to us. Join us at MUVi as we save lives and shine a bright light on superbugs and contaminated surfaces and help high-risk, vulnerable patients globally.
Next we have 23 Strands.
Right now, 23 Strands is a number of different arms of its project development work, and one of those that's really important for us is a new area of science around pharmacogenetics. The idea of pharmacogenomics, which is one of the great omics that's coming in the new revolution, is that we can identify personalised medicine changes based on a person's genetics.
I think over the next 5 to 10 years, people will have access to whole genomics like never before. They're going to be able to get their whole genome far faster than we're able to process it. So one of the critical things that we've been trying to do is build a team around the data and discover new areas of understanding of how genomics affects a person's health.
Everyone at 23 Strands is world leading in their roles. So we have a world-class team of knowledgeable experts.
Genomics for me is a really big data. I mean, really big data problem. So for me, is how we can using more advanced technologies and into the smart way, and then tackle this big data problem.
I've worked in healthcare for all my life, close to 40 years now. And as a young kid, I trained as a hospital scientist, clinical microbiology. So I've worked in hospitals for the first decade here at St Vincent's in Sydney. And I went off to do a Master of Health Administration degree. Found myself working in hospital administration. Spent another decade doing that, and then started doing consulting and project management work in health services. I've worked on and off with Mark Rosser, the CEO, for a few different years, covering on different issues. And he rang me and said he was about to do something really unique in genomics. Was I interested in joining in some sort of program manager, program director role? So I said, okay. Next thing I know, I'm Chief Strategy Officer.
My background is in diagnostic tissue pathology coupled with molecular genetics. And over the years, I've used those tools to push back the frontiers of medical knowledge, as well as to improve our ability to diagnose diseases and to understand the cause of a whole range of disease types.
The critical thing for me over the next 6 months is seeing us being able to impact patients, primarily the cardiovascular disease patients, number one, and number two, if we can, and I really hope we can, have an impact on those couples who are having problems with fertility. I hope that we can build this team to continue to solve those problems, because I'm very proud of what we've been able to achieve even today. At 23 Strands, we've made it our mission to unlock the power of the human genome for clinical use and deliver on the promise of lifetime personalised medicine. We recently spoke with some senior doctors at a leading cardiovascular organisation, and we were surprised to hear them say that they have over 30% of their patients who have unexplained disease. And in total, over 40% of their patients still have problems with their therapies. It is common that when doctors are looking at symptoms of disease, they'll try to deduce what is wrong with the patient and then prescribe drugs using a standardised approach. But we know that each of us is different. Patients often have multiple health problems at the same time, and some drugs can be more effective for one person than another. And even today, we sometimes do more harm than good. At 23 Strands, we believe the 3 billion base pairs of a patient's DNA is a significant missing piece of the puzzle, and we've found a way to deliver insights from the genome, both cost-effectively and timely. We're aiming to help every medical practitioner in the world with this unique and powerful diagnostic tool. Our process also allows the patient to come back at their most critical times in their healthcare journey, through their entire lifetime of care. And from a simple blood sample, we can deliver our Cardio23 solution, making it one of the most useful and cost-effective diagnostic tests available today. Hello, my name is Mark Grosser, CEO and co-founder of 23 Strands, and our team is now at the stage of delivering our solution into commercial use. And I'm inspired when I look at the world-class team we've been able to assemble to do this, because these experts in data science, technology, and clinical application are some of the world leaders in their field. And as a team, we've already delivered our first 21 patients improved health insights. Through this experience, our team has also identified over 90,000 cardiac patients per year in Australia who are having problems with their disease management and who would gain the benefits from our private pay solution. And in our first year of commercialization, we're aiming to help over 500 of these patients. In our next target market, Asia, there's over 10 times this, and we're aiming to bring new diagnostics, monitoring, and cost-effective algorithms to help solve the problem of cardiac disease. On top of the user pay model, we're also exploring research and platform licensing as revenue growth opportunities. and doctors have shared with us the importance of keeping up to date with the science and research going on in their field. We're excited to announce our first paper on interpreting human genomics insights from the published literature has been accepted in a globally recognized journal. Our team is also embarking on research into whole genomics in COVID-19, a virus linked with the cardiovascular system. We've started raising our second seed round, and if you're interested in this, we'd love to talk with you. And another main priority for us at the moment is to secure additional doctors and patients to show clinical use of our solution. If you're connected with clinics or medical professionals, please come talk with us about how you could use 23 Strands to transform your organization, your work, and the lives of your patients. Thank you.
Thank you to the first 3 teams. I'm sure you'll agree they are all inspiring. Before we continue to the final pitches, we want to share with you a short glimpse of the journey the teams have been on over the past 20 weeks.
Health to Next program has been launched as a pilot last year in partnership between UNSW founders and the George Institute. And our utmost goal is to support social enterprises developing solutions for global health challenges, with specific focus on those solutions that can benefit underserved populations.
Partnering with the University of New South Wales on Health 10X has allowed the George to harness the strengths of both organisations. From a pilot program that focused on New South Wales-based startups and affiliated startups to become a truly national program with startups from around Australia and beyond.
37 teams were selected to be part of the Health Pre-accelerator program. Over 10 weeks, on Tuesdays, they attended health-specific modules, and then on Wednesdays, they attended industry-agnostic sessions. The 37 medtech teams joined 40 agnostic teams, and this was a great opportunity for cross-disciplinary knowledge sharing and networking.
We offer them 20 weeks of tailored business development modules, helping them accelerate, network, develop their products, build their prototypes, and accelerate their innovation. Everything from health financing, health economics, to how to design clinical trials for drugs and medical devices.
Impact investing is concerned with having positive social and environmental returns in addition to making financial returns.
I am a project manager at the George Institute now. I run a number of clinical trials here or manage them.
Things like cancer, heart disease, diabetes, and other non-communicable diseases are actually the biggest killers.
Each startup works with our entrepreneur in residence, which means minimum 1 hour per week of expert advice, warm introductions, professional feedback.
We look at where they're at and we look at points where we can accelerate them. So that may be from joining them up with a particular mentor who's going to look after their finance, to talk about their marketing or their brand aspect as well.
Part of what makes Health 10X so unique and so valuable for our founders is the access to our mentor network. Our mentors bring decades of experience in the medtech industry and in business development.
But I could share with you the failures I've had. I could share with you the highs and lows of being an entrepreneur and the challenges. And I think that's really what I like doing.
Last year, we took the inaugural Health 10X cohort to India, and while in Delhi, we actually hosted a friendly medtech pitch competition where we invited local startups to come and pitch alongside the Health 10X cohort. This year, we unfortunately couldn't host that event itself in India, but we did do it online. And after a competitive process, we found 4 amazing medical technology startups who pitched alongside this year's Health 10X cohort. We even had the Australian High Commissioner to India drop in for a keynote address.
What I love and admire about our founders in Health 10X is their absolute commitment and passion to make change in global health. They work around the clock to launch their products and their companies, and they all have the same vision, and that is to make change around the world.
10X has been an amazing journey, so it's really excelled our team to really think about the things we need to do week by week.
I've always had an objective of, kind of representing my country, and the 10X Accelerator program is doing just that to me over here. So, I do not want to disappoint that, and I don't want to let them or myself down.
Can we get to the end of our lives and say, I feel like something I did was actually worth it?
What an exciting journey was it over the past 20 weeks. Lots of hard work and some fun moments too. So now let's see the final 2 pitches.
Next we have Docterio.
We both come from Bangladesh, and like literally he was walking with one of his friends in the quad, and I was like, hey, are you from Bangladesh? It was so weird. So yeah, but then again, that's where it all started. Now we're like best mates, and from then onwards, we saw that it's not only that we're really good friends, we have like similar goals and similar takeaways from life. And that's when we started talking about startups and ventures. And that's when he actually introduced me to Abrar. And then that way, the 3 of us, we started our venture on Docterio.
The way I met Waqif was basically he bullied me back in high school. So that's how I got to know him. Well, now we turned out to be best of friends. And we just had some aspirations on going about, starting something of our own. And that's how we started Docterio. It was just an idea, and then about a year later, Waqif introduced me to Rizwan, and then we just became best of buddies now.
So I'm someone who's really good with people. So I kind of make connections and represent Docterio to others, and be like, this is what we do, this is what we can bring into the table, and then also I see the financials. I kind of go through what our financial modeling looks like, and I try to integrate that with the overall views of all the other founders.
If it was just me, I could have just started with a product, but instead I chose to work with Abrar and Rizwan because of the different skills that they bring on the table. If you look at Abrar, he's very good at facing with clients. Working with Bangladesh, he understands how Bangladesh works. He understands how to build the company. As for Rizwan, like what he said, he's a very social person. He's the kind of person who can help us build a network and help us grow.
Docterio itself is an idea. It's nothing without Waqif. He's the one who started with all the tech and whatnot. It would have been impossible if we did not have the web app and then the entire thing into, say, a visualized product.
The product is what holds us together. So if Waqif wasn't there, we wouldn't have a product in the first place.
Both of them kind of brings into table a very, very great value to me and to Docterio. So I'm really happy to have them both here.
Imagine living in a country where 75% of the population have no direct access to healthcare, where the average speed of travel is 6 kilometers per hour and takes you hours to go to the hospital. The lack of digital infrastructure in the healthcare industry of Bangladesh has restricted its people from accessing quality healthcare. Now you're looking at a queue for a doctor's appointment in a medium-sized clinic in Bangladesh. Appointments are taken only at certain hours of the day, in person or through the phone, where people face the same problems of being put on hold due to too many callers. The diagram shows the user experience of patients and doctors. Patients book appointments in seconds, and proper scheduling system eliminates wait time. Patients who can't travel long distances can use our video consultation platform, which consumes very little data as it does not require downloading any apps. Docterio provides a doctor's portal to store necessary data, allowing doctors to diagnose more effectively and reduce chances of misdiagnosis. Moreover, our digital prescription service allows patients to store their digital health records.
Our hospital has been making appointments for patients manually since we started. This has made it difficult for us to track the number of patients that were being booked in every day. We've also lacked an online presence until Docterio approached us with their solution. One aspect of Docterio that particularly impressed us was the use of an SMS confirmation for the patients. As a lot of our patients often come from a lower socioeconomic background, they tend not to have smartphones. This has made it easier for us to make bookings through Docterio for a large number of our patients.
Currently, Dhaka City alone has over 7,300 private hospitals, and we have signed 4 of them already, and they are on our trial. This gives Dr. Yeo a serviceable obtainable market of roughly 1.8 million Australian dollars. Moreover, our total addressable market is roughly 175 million Australian dollars. Our collaboration with Jago Foundation, which is one of the largest NGOs in Bangladesh, is helping them deliver video consultation to underprivileged COVID-19 patients in remote areas. We currently have a first mover's advantage since no direct competitors are providing a similar product. No solution in the Bangladeshi market is as scalable or affordable as Dr. Yeo, and international providers lack the cultural aspect of our solution. Our current targets are hospitals and clinics, which means patients and doctors won't have to pay for our services. These are the handsome faces behind Dr. Yeo. Our team consists of a balance of management, sales, and software engineering, all brought together by the passion of improving health outcomes in Bangladesh. To top it off, our board of advisors provide us with the necessary tools across various fields to help us grow. Dr. Yeo is currently seeking 250,000 Australian dollars and advisors to the board with experience and connections in the healthcare industry in Bangladesh. I'm Rizwan Chaudhary from Dr. Yeo. Please join our community and help us redefine the healthcare infrastructure of Bangladesh.
Next we have Walking Tall Health.
In 2018, I made this breakthrough discovery, but at the time we didn't realize what a profound implication it would make on people's lives. I first realized that this was something that needed commercialization when I started seeing the amazing results from my patients.
Matt reached out to me. We've known each other for a very long time. We're both New Zealanders. I just returned from China. I'd been doing some contracting work, and this just seemed like too good of an opportunity to get involved. It's a really, really exciting device, and the impact it could make on millions of people's lives was so excited. I couldn't resist.
What's most important about startups is the team. It's the people behind it. Matt has a wonderful concept, and that's what first attracted me to it, a wonderful program with enormous potential to impact a lot of people's lives. The true attraction to me is the development of the team that we're putting together. You've got Matt, who is the founder, who's the creator of the idea. You've got someone like Bridget, who does all the things that I don't want to do, basically a lot of the hands-on work. And really, for me, it's an opportunity of all these years of experience where I can use those skills.
David brings a real wealth of knowledge in international markets, regulatory approval. His understanding of the sector and the frameworks and the regulations is something that will be of huge benefit to the business. He also has a wealth of experience and understanding, which really brings a maturity and a level of expertise to the team, which will be incredibly beneficial as we build this business.
I was running this research project funded by the Michael J. Fox Foundation. I was employing 5 people, including physiotherapists, on my research team there. And then at UNSW, I was employing another couple of people on the engineering side of the development. So it fast became apparent to me that I needed more help. So I started on a process of finding the best people with the expertise that we needed to take this global.
Matthew is so dedicated to this device and making people's lives better. I love his really strong values-driven approach to what he's trying to do. He's really wanting to make a difference in people's lives, and he's kind of got that genius quality where he's come up with this amazing idea and this invention, and now turning that into a reality is so exciting, and I think it's very inspirational. I think Matt's got a real drive and a passion to see this through and make sure it works and has a positive impact on people's lives, and you can't ask for better than that.
Hi, I'm Matt Brody, neuroscientist, engineer, and founder of Walking Tall Health. 2 years before my dad passed away, his walking became a shuffling gait. This has inspired my treatment of accelerated aging and neurological disease. In 2018, we made a breakthrough discovery that brings hope to people living with Parkinson's disease.
I lost my health, and there is no price for that.
Constant tremors, slow movements, rigid muscles, even difficulty writing. This is the reality for mother of two Larissa Roberts living with Parkinson's disease. She's one of 100,000 in Australia, 10 million worldwide living with the condition, including Hollywood star Michael J. Fox, who's been battling the disease for 2 decades.
What the hell? Did you shake that up on purpose?
Parkinson's. This is Larissa. She suffers from dystonia, constant tremors. We observe foot drop, little arm movement and a rigid upper body. With our patented medical device, Larissa experiences an immediate improvement. For the first time in years, she experiences hope. This is Bob. Bob's doctors had given up on him. They told him he was old and had Parkinson's. Bob falls and I catch him. Bob is a changed man with our medical device. What we're doing is we're putting electronics into the socks.
Co-creator Dr. Matthew Brodie believes his invention, Smart Socks, could change lives forever.
When the person has difficulty stepping, the computer tells the sock to vibrate. Left, right, left, right. The person with Parkinson's, their brain interprets that as a signal that they need to take a step. My experienced leadership team includes Bridget Martin, Chief Operating Officer, and David Lester, Head of Corporate Strategy, formerly of Pfizer.
Walking Tall Health plans to bring a ground-changing medical device to market, and we have a plan to take us from the research and clinical trial phase through to a global distribution. We're going to start in 2021 with the results of our clinical trial funded by the Michael J. Fox Foundation. From there, we will seek regulatory approval and we will start to launch into a local market first, beginning in Australia. We'll build scale in Australia before launching through to the UK and the US and then globally.
What sets us apart is we have the world-leading expertise.
The innovative research done at Neura that has led to Walking Tall is another example of how we can work in the commercialisation ecosystem. We're particularly interested in is now undertaking research that will help the company in their journey to commercialisation.
Today we're asking you for a $500,000 seed investment to help us ensure that we can turn this breakthrough research into a market-ready device.
Could this change your life? It could. It could change my life. It changed just for a little bit.
So now you have met the extraordinary 5 teams who participated in this year's Health to Next program. Before I invite you to meet the teams, David Bird, Director of Entrepreneurship at UNSW, will make a few closing remarks.
Good evening, everyone. I'm David Bird, the Director of Entrepreneurship at UNSW. This year has been a powerful reminder of how important the health of our community is, and how, when that health is threatened, all of the other things that we thought were important suddenly fade away. COVID-19 is teaching us where our health system is fragile. But the founders you've seen tonight are the people ensuring that the health of our community is protected in the future. The most important thing from tonight is that you reflect on what you've seen and you decide if you can help one of these founders. Do you have an insight about their industry that you can share with them? Do you know someone who might be their customer or who might be their investor? Or maybe you just have a message of encouragement to send them. If you can help any of these founders in any way, please stay on for the networking and meet them tonight. If you can't join us, please reach out and contact them after the event. They need your support. UNSW has for generations improved the health outcomes for our community. Normally that's through world-leading research and education. But now, with our partners, the George Institute for Global Health, we've joined together to make a huge investment to support the founders who are bringing the next generation of affordable health innovation to the world. The last thing from me before we open up the networking is to thank all of the people who've helped these founders through the Health 10X Accelerator program. I especially want to thank all of the mentors and speakers who've generously volunteered their time with us. Thank you so much for joining with us to help educate and inspire these founders. And finally, thanks to all of you for being here with us tonight. Please now join me in the networking session and come and meet the founders.
Thank you so much, David. And that brings us to the end of the formal aspect of tonight's event. We would like to invite you now to meet the teams. Each will be hosting a virtual room in the expo area. And if you have to run and would like to connect with one of the teams, please leave your details in the form, link to which is provided in the chat.
See you in the expo area. Thank you.
And good night.